Chosen ones, I ask for your undivided attention. This is not just another simple message, it is a call, an urgent summons to awaken your spirit. What I'm about to share with you is not only important, but it is vital for what lies ahead. God has placed a deep, unshakable word within my spirit, one that I cannot and will not keep to myself. This revelation is not meant for everyone, but if you are here listening, it is because this message has been divinely tailored for you. Let me be perfectly clear, what is coming will demand your full focus, unwavering faith, and careful preparation. This is not the time to be distracted or hesitant, but here is the incredible news: God has already equipped you with everything you need for the journey ahead. You may not see it now, but as you continue to absorb these words, you will begin to understand why the struggles have been so intense, why things have been shifting with such suddenness, and how God is positioning you for a season that will transform your life completely. Before we delve deeper, I urge you to pause and reflect. If this resonates with the core of your being, do not let this divine moment slip by without taking action. Click that like button, because with every like, this message is carried further, reaching those who are also meant to hear this life-altering word. Subscribe and become part of a community of chosen ones, walking with purpose, moving in victory, and living in alignment with God's plan. Leave a comment, type 77 to signal to the universe that you are ready, that you are preparing to align with what is coming. And here is something vital: listen to this message again and again. Play it on repeat, whether you are working, resting, or even while you sleep. Each time you listen, the power and energy of this word will grow stronger, embedding itself deeper into your spirit. Let these words saturate your life, and let God's divine plan take root and flourish within you. This is the season for change, and you are exactly where you need to be. Chapter 1: The Intensity Before the Breakthrough. The Spirit showed me something so vivid, so undeniable, that it left no room for doubt. I saw you standing in the middle of a battlefield. The air was heavy with tension, the ground beneath you was shaking, and everything around you felt chaotic. You've been wondering, haven't you? Why does it feel like everything is closing in? Why have the attacks been relentless? Why do the obstacles seem bigger and the opposition stronger? Here's what God said: the intensity is a sign of the breakthrough that's coming. Think about it: the enemy doesn't waste his energy on someone who isn't a threat. The reason the pressure has been so overwhelming, the reason the battle feels unending, is because you're carrying something monumental. You're on the verge of stepping into a season that will not only change your life, but also ripple into the lives of those connected to you. The Spirit whispered to me, "Tell them the battle has intensified because the enemy knows their time of victory is near." This isn't the time to shrink back. This isn't the time to question your worth or let doubt creep into your spirit. The Spirit wants you to understand something so profound: every tear, every struggle, and every sleepless night has been preparing you for what's next. You're not just carrying burdens, you're carrying destiny. The weight you feel is not just resistance, it's the evidence of the significance of what God is about to birth through you. I saw a vision of a potter's hand shaping clay. The clay was pressed, stretched, and refined, but the result was something beautiful, something purposeful. The Spirit said, "Tell them the pressure is not here to break them, it's here to shape them." The intensity you're feeling is not a punishment, it's preparation. God showed me that the attacks you're facing are not random, they're strategic. The enemy has been targeting every area of your life: your mind, your relationships, your finances, your faith. Why? Because he knows that if he can weaken you now, he can delay your breakthrough. But here's the truth that the Spirit wants you to hold on to: he's already lost. The Spirit says, "Stand firm, you're closer than you think." Let that sink in: you are closer than you think. Every time you felt like giving up, every time you questioned if it's worth it, those moments weren't signs of defeat. They were signs that you are on the brink of something extraordinary. I need you to imagine this: a dam holding back a massive body of water. For years, it feels like nothing is moving. The pressure builds, the water pushes harder, and the dam begins to crack. Then, suddenly, it bursts. The water rushes forth with unstoppable force. That's what's happening in your life right now. The pressure is a sign that the breakthrough is imminent. The Spirit also revealed something powerful. The enemy's attacks are not just meant to stop you, they are meant to distract you. If he can keep you focused on the chaos, the fear, and the obstacles, he can make you forget the promise. But God is saying, lift your eyes, focus on me. The battle is already won. Here's another truth the Spirit wants you to understand. The intensity is revealing your strength. Just like a diamond is formed under pressure, your faith, your character, and your resilience are being refined. What you're going through right now is not just about getting through the storm. It's about emerging stronger, wiser, and more equipped for what's coming. I saw another vision, this time of a warrior standing in the middle of the battlefield. Their armor was dented, their sword was heavy, but their stance was unshaken. The Spirit whispered, "This is my chosen one. They don't realize it yet, but they've already won." The Spirit also reminded me of this: breakthroughs often come right after the moment when it feels hardest to hold on. Have you noticed how the battle intensifies right before something shifts? That's because the enemy knows he's running out of time. He's throwing everything he has at you because he knows you're about to step into a season that will make all his efforts futile. God wants you to know that what's coming is worth the fight. The promises he made to you are not empty. The prayers you've whispered in the dark, the sacrifices you've made, the faith you've held on to, even when it felt like nothing was changing, these have all been seen. The Spirit says, "I've heard their cries. I've seen their faithfulness. Now it's time for me to act." Chosen one, hear this: the intensity is not here to destroy you. It's here to prepare you for the magnitude of what's next. The Spirit is calling you to stand firm, to dig your heels into the ground, and to declare victory even when it feels like the battle is still raging. You are not fighting alone. Heaven is backing you up. And when the breakthrough comes, and it will not just be for you. The Spirit revealed that your victory will ripple into the lives of those around you. Your testimony will inspire others to hold on, to trust God, and to believe in the promises he has made. So, chosen one, don't give up now. The intensity is not a sign of defeat, it's a sign of how close you are to the promise. Stand firm, hold on to your faith, and remember the battle is already won. You're closer than you think. Chapter 2. By the transformative power of your obedience. There is a profound truth that the Spirit revealed to me, one that resonates deeply within my soul. Your obedience in this season is absolutely vital. God has been stirring your heart, whispering guidance into your spirit, and placing specific burdens and desires on your heart for a purpose. Every step, every nudge, every feeling of being called to action has significance. This is not mere coincidence. God is preparing you for something far greater than you can imagine, but the release of his promises in your life is closely tied to your obedience. I had a vision, a powerful one, where I saw a key placed delicately into your hand. The Spirit spoke and revealed that this key does not merely open a door, it unlocks the very destiny that God has planned for you. It holds within it the potential to lead you to your divine purpose, yet here's the essential truth: the key can only work if you choose to use it. God has been faithfully giving you instructions, some of which may seem insignificant or trivial in the grand scheme of things. But the Spirit wants you to understand this: there is nothing insignificant about obedience. It is in the small, seemingly inconsequential moments that God does his most profound work. Consider the times when you felt an inexplicable nudge to pray when it didn't feel urgent, when you were called to take a step of faith without knowing the outcome, when you were prompted to release something that no longer served you, or when you were encouraged to embrace something new and unknown. These nudges are not random, they are the divine direction of the Spirit, guiding you to fulfill your higher calling. The Spirit gently whispers, "Obey," even when it doesn't make sense. Obedience is not just a simple act, it is the bridge that connects where you are now to where God is leading you. It is the key to unlocking your divine purpose, and without it, you remain at a standstill. But let us not forget this powerful truth: your obedience is not solely for your benefit. It goes far beyond your personal growth and success. It has a ripple effect, touching the lives of those around you. I saw another vision: ripples spreading across a vast lake, each one expanding and reaching further than the last. Your obedience, your faithfulness to the calling God has placed on your life, creates an expansive ripple that will not only impact you but will bless and transform the lives of others. It is a testament to the power of God's work within you, and it extends far beyond what you can see. The people around you, whether you realize it or not, are being touched by the fruit of your obedience. In every step of obedience, no matter how small or misunderstood it may seem, you are laying the foundation for a greater future, one that is designed by God and meant to bless not only you, but everyone whose life you touch. Trust that the Spirit is guiding you, and remember, the power of your obedience can transform not only your life but the lives of those who need to witness your faithfulness. Chapter 3. The Warning in the Shift. As I stayed in prayer, the Spirit revealed another truth to me, a warning for this exact moment in your life. There's a shift happening. You've likely felt it. The energy around you has changed. Things that once felt stable now seem uncertain. Relationships, opportunities, even the things you thought were part of your identity, they're being shaken. But here's what God wants you to know: this is not a disruption, it's a realignment. The Spirit said to me, tell them to pay attention to what's being removed from their lives. Some of you have been experiencing what feels like loss of friendships, loss of comfort, loss of direction. But the Spirit wants you to understand this: what's being removed is clearing the way for what's being prepared. I saw a vision of a tree in the middle of autumn. Its leaves were falling, leaving the branches bare. For a moment, the tree looked lifeless, stripped of its beauty. But God whispered, the tree isn't dying, it's preparing for new growth. That's where you are right now. The things falling away from your life are not losses, they're making space for something greater, something better aligned with your purpose. But here's the warning: not everyone around you is meant to go with you into this next season. Some people have been holding you back without you even realizing it. Spirit showed me a group of travelers, each carrying a heavy load. One person's back was so full of unnecessary weight that it slowed down the entire group. God is saying, release the weight, let go of what no longer serves you. This shift may feel uncomfortable, even painful at times, but trust the process. God is moving people, circumstances, and even parts of your own identity that no longer align with the destiny He is calling you into. The Spirit says what feels like a loss now will soon feel like freedom. Pay attention to the changes happening around you: relationships that seem strained, doors that aren't opening, opportunities that seem to slip away. These are not accidents, they're divine interventions. God is protecting you from things that could hinder your progress. And here's something else: not everyone cheering for you is for you. The Spirit said, look closely, not everyone who claps when you win has a pure heart. This isn't to make you fearful, but to sharpen your discernment. God is revealing who's truly aligned with your purpose and who isn't. This shift isn't happening to you, it's happening for you. Trust it. Trust God who is guiding you through it. Chapter 4. The strength to stand. The Spirit revealed something so profound, so encouraging, that it breathed new life into my spirit. God is giving you the strength to stand. This isn't just about physical strength, it's deeper than that. It's spiritual, emotional, and mental strength. It's the kind of strength that sustains you when everything else feels like it's falling apart. You've been feeling weary, haven't you? Like the weight of the world is pressing down on your shoulders, like you've been carrying burdens that feel too heavy to bear. You've been trying to push forward, but some days it feels like you're barely holding it together. But here's what God wants you to know: you don't have to carry it alone. I saw a vision of a warrior standing in the middle of a battlefield. Their armor was dented, their sword was heavy, and their body was battered and bruised. They looked exhausted, like they'd been fighting for a long time. But despite all of that, they were still standing. The Spirit whispered, "This is my chosen one. They think they're weak, but they don't see the strength I've placed within them. That's you. You may feel tired, worn down, and unsure of how much longer you can keep going. But the Spirit wants you to know this: the strength you're feeling isn't just yours, it's God's strength working through you. God is fortifying you in this season. He's equipping you with everything you need to not just endure the battles you're facing, but to come out victorious." The Spirit said, "I've placed my power within them. They are stronger than they know. Let me remind you of something so important. You're not standing on your own strength. You're standing on the strength of the one who created the heavens and the earth. When you feel like you can't go on, when the weight feels unbearable, remember this: the same Spirit that raised Jesus from the dead lives in you. That power is sustaining you, strengthening you, and pushing you forward." The Spirit gave me another vision: a foundation made of solid rock. The winds blew, the rain poured, and the storm raged, but the foundation didn't move. God said, "This is what I've built within them. They may feel shaken, but they will not fall." Here's the truth: the battle isn't over yet, but the victory is already won. The Spirit wants you to know that what you're fighting for is worth every tear, every struggle, and every moment of doubt. The strength you need isn't something you have to search for, it's already within you. God is reminding you of who you are and whose you are. You're not just anyone. He has called you, chosen you, and equipped you for such a time as this. The Spirit says, "Stand firm, chosen one. I've gone before you. I'm fighting for you, and I'm strengthening you." I saw yet another vision: a tree standing tall in the middle of a storm. Its branches swayed and its leaves shook, but its roots were deeply planted in the ground. The Spirit said, "Tell them they are like that tree. The winds may blow, but their roots are strong. Their foundation is unshakable." This strength isn't just for the battle you're in now. God is building within you a strength that will carry you through every storm, every challenge, and every season of your life. He's preparing you for what's ahead, for the promises He's about to fulfill, and for the purpose He's calling you into. The Spirit also wants you to know this: your strength is a testimony. There are people watching you, inspired by the way you've continued to stand, even when things seemed impossible. Your resilience is planting seeds of faith in others, reminding them that if you can stand, so can they. And here's something even more powerful: God isn't just strengthening you for yourself. He's strengthening you so that you can be a source of strength for others. The Spirit says, "I'm raising them up to be a light, a leader, and a warrior for my kingdom." Every time you thought about giving up, every time you felt like you couldn't take another step, God has been there, holding you up. The Spirit whispered to me, "Tell them they're not fighting alone. Heaven is fighting with them. So, chosen one, hear this: you have everything you need to keep standing. The strength you feel in your spirit, even in the smallest flicker, is a gift from God. He's reminding you that you are not just surviving, you're thriving. Every battle you've faced has been a stepping stone, bringing you closer to the victory He has already secured for you. The Spirit says, "Stand firm, my child. You're closer than you think. The strength you need is already within you, because I placed it there." This isn't just about the battle you're facing today. This is about the destiny God has written for your life. The strength He's building in you now will carry you into the purposes He's prepared for you. When you feel weak, remember this: you are stronger than you know, because the God of all creation is your strength. Stand firm, chosen one. The victory is already yours. Chapter 5: The Battle in Your Mind. The Spirit revealed something so deeply impactful that it demands your attention. The most intense battle you're facing right now is in your mind. The enemy has been relentless, whispering lies, planting seeds of doubt, and trying to convince you that you are not enough, that you're not capable, that the promises of God aren't real. These attacks have been subtle at times, loud and overwhelming at others. But here's the truth: you need to hold on to those lies have no power over you. I saw a vision so vivid it felt as if I were there. Someone was standing with chains wrapped tightly around their mind. The chains were heavy, holding them captive, filling them with fear and uncertainty. But then something miraculous happened. They began to speak the word of God. They declared His promises over their life, and with each declaration, the chains began to break one by one. The Spirit whispered, "Tell them this: their victory begins in their thoughts. The enemy knows this too. He knows the power of your mind. That's why he's been working overtime, trying to infiltrate your thoughts with lies. He understands that if he can control your mind, he can control your actions. If he can fill your mind with doubt, fear, and negativity, he can keep you from stepping into your purpose. But here's what God wants you to know: you have the power to take back control." The Spirit said, "Renew your mind daily. Speak my promises over your life. Declare victory even when you don't see it yet. Speak life even when it feels like nothing is growing." This battle isn't just about what you think, it's about what you believe. Your mind is the battlefield, and the enemy's lies are his weapons. But God has given you something far greater: the truth of His word. When you meditate on His promises, when you remind yourself of what He has spoken over your life, you disarm the enemy. The Spirit showed me another vision: a garden filled with weeds. Those weeds represented the lies and doubts the enemy has tried to plant in your mind. But then I saw someone pulling the weeds out one by one, replacing them with seeds of truth. Over time, the garden transformed, filled with vibrant flowers and abundant fruit. The Spirit whispered, "This is what happens when they replace the lies with my word. Their minds will become fertile ground for faith, hope, and purpose." Here's the reality: you've been under attack, because the enemy knows the power of your mind. He knows that if he can make you believe you are not enough, you'll stop trying. If he can make you believe you're not capable, you'll shrink back from the opportunities God is placing before you. If he can make you believe God's promises aren't real, you'll settle for less than what God has for you. But God is calling you to fight back. The Spirit is saying, "Take every thought captive. Examine it. If it doesn't align with my word, cast it out. Think of your mind as a fortress. The enemy will try to breach the walls, but God has given you the tools to defend it. He's given you His word as a sword, His Spirit as your strength, and His promises as your foundation." The Spirit says, use them. Don't let the lies take root. Speak truth over your life, over your circumstances, and over your future. The Spirit wants you to know this: your thoughts have power. When you align your thoughts with God's truth, you align your life with His purpose. Every time a lie tries to take root, counter it with a promise from God. When the enemy says you are not enough, declare, "I am fearfully and wonderfully made." When he says you'll never succeed, declare, "I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me." When he says God doesn't care about you, declare, "Nothing can separate me from the love of God." The Spirit revealed that your thoughts are the foundation for your actions. When your mind is filled with truth, your actions will reflect it. You'll move with confidence, speak with authority, and live with purpose. But when your mind is filled with lies, your actions will reflect fear, doubt, and hesitation. This battle in your mind isn't just about the present, it's about your future. The Spirit says the enemy is fighting so hard because he sees the potential in your future. He's trying to stop you before you step into your purpose. But here's the good news: the battle is already won. God has given you the victory. He's given you everything you need to overcome the lies and step into the truth. The Spirit says, meditate on my word. Surround yourself with truth. Speak life over your mind every single day. You are not fighting alone. God is with you, strengthening you, equipping you, and guiding you. He's tearing down the strongholds in your mind, breaking the chains of doubt, and filling you with His peace. The Spirit says, your mind is being renewed. Your thoughts are being restored, and your faith is being strengthened. So, chosen one, Hear this: the battle in your mind may be intense, but you are equipped to win it. God has already placed victory in your hands. Speak His truth, declare His promises, and take back control of your thoughts. The enemy's lies have no power over you. You are stronger, wiser, and more capable than you realize. The Spirit says, stand firm and let my truth guide you. Your mind is the battlefield, but God has given you the weapons to win. Use them and watch as the chains break, the lies fade, and your thoughts align with His purpose. Victory begins in your mind, and that victory is already yours. Chapter 6. The Glory After the Storm. The Spirit revealed something so profound, so powerful, that it brought tears to my eyes. There is glory after the storm. Right now I know it feels like the winds are relentless, the rain is unending, and the sky above you is heavy with darkness. You've been wondering if the storm will ever pass, if the calm you've been praying for will ever come. But God wants you to know this: the storm is temporary, but His promises are eternal. As I sat in reflection, the Spirit gave me a vision that filled my heart with hope. I saw a horizon stretching far and wide. The clouds above were thick and heavy, almost suffocating, but just beyond them, the sun began to break through. Its light wasn't faint or hesitant, it was bold, illuminating the world with a warmth and brilliance that only God could provide. The Spirit whispered to me, tell them this: the storm is passing, and the glory is on its way. The struggles you've been facing, the tears you've cried, and the pain you've endured weren't meaningless. Every moment of this storm has been purposeful. God is using it to refine you, to strengthen you, and to align you with His divine purpose. The Spirit said, the rain you've been walking through is watering the seeds you've planted. The harvest is near. Think about that for a moment. The very rain that felt like it was drowning you has been nourishing the ground beneath you. It's been preparing the soil, ensuring that the seeds of faith, perseverance, and obedience you've sown will bloom into something extraordinary. The Spirit showed me another vision: a garden in full bloom, vibrant and abundant, overflowing with life. Each flower represented a promise fulfilled, a prayer answered, and a testimony of God's unwavering faithfulness. Faithfulness. Here's the truth you need to hold on to: storms don't last forever. They may feel endless while you're in the midst of them, but every storm has an end. When this one passes, and it will pass, you'll look back and understand why it was necessary. You'll see how God used it to clear the path ahead of you, to remove what wasn't meant to go with you into the next season, and to prepare the ground for something far greater than you ever imagined. The Spirit whispered again, the glory that's coming will outweigh the pain of the storm. Let those words sink in. The pain, the struggle, the uncertainty, it's all temporary. But the glory God is about to reveal in your life will last. I saw another vision, this time of a rainbow stretching across the sky, a symbol of God's covenant and His promises. The Spirit said, tell them the storm was part of the promise. It was necessary for the beauty they're about to see. The storm has been shaping you, refining you, and building you into the person God needs you to be for what's coming. The Spirit wants you to know this: you are not the same person you were when the storm began. You've grown stronger, wiser, and more resilient. The winds that tried to break you have only strengthened your roots. The glory coming after this storm isn't just for you, it's for those around you, for those who have been watching your journey, for those who will be inspired by your testimony. God is using your life as a canvas to display His faithfulness, His power, and His love. The Spirit said, your breakthrough will be a beacon of hope for others. Here's something else the Spirit showed me: the storm has been a test, but it's also been a setup. Every obstacle, every challenge, every tear, it's all been setting the stage for the blessings that are about to overflow in your life. The Spirit says the rain you thought would drown you is the same rain that will bring your harvest. And let me tell you this: the glory won't just be about what you receive, it will also be about who you become. God is not just blessing you, He's transforming you. He's preparing you to walk in purpose, to carry the weight of the blessings He's pouring into your life. The Spirit wants you to know that you're not just surviving the storm, you're being equipped by it. Chosen one, hear this: when the storm passes, you will shine brighter than you ever thought possible. The Spirit showed me your face illuminated with peace, joy, and confidence, a reflection of God's glory in your life. As you step into this new season, you'll carry with you the wisdom, the strength, and the faith that the storm has given you. The Spirit whispered one final truth to me: the glory will not just meet their expectations, it will exceed them. God's plans for you are bigger, His blessings greater, and His purpose more profound than anything you could imagine. The storm was not in vain, it was the preparation for the abundance that's coming. So hold on, chosen one. The storm is passing. The glory is near, and when it arrives, you'll understand that every tear, every trial, and every moment of waiting was worth it. God's promises are faithful, His timing is perfect, and His glory is eternal. Step into it with confidence, knowing that the best is yet to come. Chapter 7. Walking boldly into the promise. The Spirit revealed something so profound, so urgent, that I knew it had to be shared. Now is the time to walk boldly into what God has prepared for you. The storm you've endured, the battles you fought, the moments you've questioned if you could keep going, none of it was meant to stop you. It was meant to propel you. I know you've been asking God, when will I see the promise? When will I step into what you've called me to do? And here's what the Spirit wants you to know: the time is now. Not tomorrow, not someday, not when you feel more ready or more qualified. The time is now. I saw a vision of a path illuminated with golden light, stretching out before you. The light was so radiant, so inviting, that it drew you in. But I noticed something else at the start of the path. You hesitated. You stood there, looking at the light, holding the promise in your heart, but unsure if you were ready to take the first step. The Spirit wants you to understand that the challenges you went through weren't just random, they were intentional. They were shaping you, equipping you, and strengthening you for what's ahead. God is saying to you, the trials weren't meant to break you. They were meant to build you. You're ready now. The doubts you've had, the fears that have tried to hold you back, they're no match for the power of God working in you. The Spirit whispered again, what they've been waiting for is already in motion. All they need to do is take the next step. This is a step of faith, chosen one. It's a step that requires courage, trust, and obedience. But know this: the promise is already yours. The Spirit showed me that what's ahead is greater than anything you've imagined. The blessings, the opportunities, the breakthroughs, they are bigger than you've been praying for, because God doesn't just meet your expectations, He exceeds them. And here's something you need to understand: this promise isn't just for you. As you walk boldly into your destiny, you're paving the way for others. Your story, your testimony, your obedience will inspire those around you. The Spirit said, when you rise, others will rise with you. I saw another vision. This time, it was a ripple spreading across a still lake. Each ripple touched another and another, until the entire lake was alive with movement. The Spirit said, this is what their obedience will do. Their faith will create ripples that will touch lives they don't even know yet. You've been chosen for this moment, this season, this calling. It wasn't by accident. Everything you've experienced has been aligning you with God's purpose for your life. The Spirit is calling you to let go of the fear, the hesitation, the voices that say you're not ready. You are ready, because God has made you ready. God is asking you to trust Him completely. The path ahead may still have uncertainties, but He's already gone before you. The Spirit whispered, they don't need to know every step. They just need to trust me for the next one. The Spirit has revealed a profound truth. As you step forward with confidence into the promise, everything around you will begin to shift in miraculous ways. What was once out of reach will now be within your grasp. Doors that were closed, once seemingly impassable, will open effortlessly. Opportunities that appeared distant will come to you without struggle. Those who once doubted your path will witness the hand of God upon your life and recognize that what is unfolding is no mere coincidence, it is divinely orchestrated. This is your time, chosen one, and it is now. The Spirit speaks clearly. The promise is here. It is yours to claim. Do not let fear hold you back, nor allow doubt to keep you stationary. Take that step of faith and watch as I work wonders beyond your imagination. Remember this truth: you are never walking alone. God is with you every step of the way, guiding you, opening doors, and removing obstacles. The path you are on has been carefully designed for you, and the purpose He has placed before you will not only bring blessings into your life, but will also be a light for those around you. Walk with boldness, chosen one. Walk with unwavering confidence, with faith, and with the assurance that what lies ahead is far greater than anything you've left behind. The Spirit continues to speak. This is your moment. This is your season. The promise has arrived, and it is waiting for you to claim it. Step forward, claim it, and prepare to witness how I will do far more than you could ever ask or imagine. This is not just a promise, this is your destiny. Step into it boldly, for it is already yours. Chosen ones, if this message resonates deep within your spirit, it is because God is speaking directly to you. The storm you've endured is coming to an end. The glory you've been waiting for is near. The promise has already begun to unfold in your life. Now is the time to stand firm, trust in God's plan, and walk boldly into the future He has prepared for you. If this message has stirred something within you, take action. Hit the like button and share it with others who need to hear these words of hope. Subscribe to join this family of chosen ones walking in purpose and faith. Leave a comment, typing 77 to declare to the universe that you are ready to step into your destiny. And remember, replay this message. Each time you listen, the truth will settle deeper into your heart, empowering you with the strength and clarity you need for the journey ahead. The storm is passing, the glory is coming, and victory is already yours. Walk boldly, chosen one, and let your light shine brightly for all to see.